A man is now facing trial in the death of his infant son. Amy Wattis was the only TV reporter to cover today's hearing for Joshua George.
Joshua George showed no emotion during the nearly 2-hour hearing. While the district attorney believes George is responsible for the death of his son, George's attorney believes the circumstances surrounding the case aren't clear. Do you guys have anything you want to say?
Yeah, Josh is a piece of shit.
Anger by some family and friends following 30-year-old Joshua George's preliminary hearing today. Joshua is accused of abusing his 6-month-old son, Oliver George, who was taken to the hospital with severe head trauma at the end of December and died a few days later. Michael Welsh was one of the witnesses the district attorney called to the stand.
I just said the truth, that's all.
Welsh is a family friend. During testimony, he told the judge, quote, "When Oliver went to the hospital, Joshua said he felt this was going to fall back on him." The baby's mother, Caitlin Riffle, also testified, saying that Oliver was fine before she went to work that day. She says Joshua was home alone with him and their 2 other children before he took them to their grandparents' house nearby to be watched. Their grandmother, Cheska Rodolini, said she called 911 because Oliver's breathing was heavy, he wouldn't stop crying, he wouldn't eat, and his ear was turning purple.
He dropped a child off that was not acting correctly and was injured, and those injuries progressed during the few hours that he was being babysat, and that person called 911, and that person called the parents multiple times.
There is great concern as to who had access to this child immediately before he went to the hospital, and it wasn't the defendant. I mean, he hadn't been around the child for 3 hours. The doctor testified that these injuries were acute, meaning they were severe and they were immediate.
Amy Wattis, KDKA News.